Hey guys, HotRod08 here, and today we're going to be doing another one of our support VOD review videos, where every single week I'll look at one of your games that you submitted to me, go through it, and give you some tips as to what you could do in order to do better within that game and in your future games, as well as give you a little bit of praise if you do something well. But if you yourself are interested in submitting one of your reviews to possibly be shown on my channel and me help you out, click the link in the top right corner of this video. It'll give you the full tutorial and details as to what you need to do in order to be submitted to possibly be reviewed. But for today, we're going to be looking at the Mofo JoJo's game, which he is a Platinum IV support player playing Thresh. So without further ado, let's get into that game, see if we can help him out a little bit. Alright, so we just got into this game. On the red side, we have our Thresh player, the Mofo JoJo, starting off this game. I see that it is going to be Israel and Thresh versus Misfortune and Zeroth. So both Misfortune and Zeroth are pretty squishy. If you can get a hook on either one of them, you're going to be able to... Okay, well, I guess we're having some pretty early aggression. So it looks like our Thresh actually was able to get the kill there. One thing I noticed was that no one ended up pinging as to who they should have been targeting within that. It's good that he was able to get the hook right here in order to get one of them in, recognize that they were right there. But he should have, or someone on the team, but if you're trying to carry yourself, you yourself should have pinged out at least one of the squishier targets in order to try to get some damage on, just so you can get your team to kind of focus on who you should be killing, as opposed to just attacking people at random and hoping something worked. Another thing you did well there, rather than doing this crazy crap, is after you got your kill, oh my god, I'm going to kill you guys. After you got that kill, you went back to base, made sure you were able to get your boots and a control ward. That seems like a pretty appropriate set of things to buy within your very first back. After getting a kill like that, just because, yeah, you're going to be able to get that control early. I might have actually waited a little bit on that just to see if you would have got lane priority or not. Because if you didn't get lane priority, that's just going to be like the easiest ward for them to clear out. I will have waited. If you guys would have started bending the lane that kept pushing, then I would have ward. But this early in the game, you're not going to get ganked. So if you do get a control ward this early, I will have waited a little bit. I would also be attacking these minions as much as you safely can, just so you could try to get that level 2, at least at the same time. If not before then, you guys ended up getting that. At this point, you have a lot of poke that you're going to need to be dodging. Yeah, you can't really be behind too many of the minions because they're going to get bounced off you, as well as the stuns and long-range hits that Zeroth can do. So you're going to have a lot of dodging this game, but if you can get one good hook on them, that is going to spell a pretty good lead for you guys, and you're just going to be able to keep carrying off it. You can see right here that you're starting to get pushed in, and this ward is almost useless. If they end up warding just like him, he's going to ward right now, and that thing is going to be cleared out, and you got almost no use out of that while actually giving back 30 gold. So, holding off on that control ward, seeing if you're going to be able to use it or not, would have been the ideal choice. I personally have a prejudice against having Israel's on my team. Just because their damage output, they can either do a really good job or a really bad job. He's getting poked down at the moment. It's good he should be backing because he's almost useless at this point. And with him being this low, you yourself can't do anything. You're just trying to stay back and not get poked out too much. Because even if you will have landed that Q, there's almost... I still can't see the kill potential being too high. Because she would just come up and try to kill him, and he's only got 350 health at this point. But he had even lower a minute ago. So, with him having such low health, and just getting poked out like that. Your goal at the moment is just to kind of sit back. You should be pinging him to go back or telling him in the chat to go back, because right now he's being greedy. So, while you yourself can't do much, you could at least go in the chat and tell him to back, because he's almost going to be useless at the moment. And he's going to be useless until he gets back and gets health. So, which makes it also difficult for you to do anything. You have no kill potential with him being in the position he's in at the moment. You can attempt to try to get some hooks at the moment, but it's going to be pretty rough until he gets back. So I would definitely be pinging him off of this if I were you. I will know, I'm glad you're one of the Thresh players that doesn't go Relic Shield. I hate Relic Shield Thresh players, as it just doesn't typically work out anywhere near as well as getting that coin. You're gonna have a lot more gold to contest. We're gonna be talking about you a lot. Ooh, nice hook. Okay, but you can see right there. You can see that exactly. That I just talked about that about a minute and a half ago. Whether even if you land a good hook, with that Israel being that low on health, there's no follow-up. And I was trying to make a point. I hate working with Israels because their damage is unreliable, like a couple minutes ago too. I personally wouldn't go Thresh and Israel just because sometimes you just can't trust that damage output between each other. And you need to be a kill lane, and Israel is a lot better just being a safe lane, so I'm not sure if whoever picked first, but I personally wouldn't go the Thresh and Israel together unless if you know that, unless if you yourself play with that Israel player a lot. So you can see, with him having so low health as well, no matter what type of engages you do, you had a good engage on that Misfortune, and then he just got blown up behind, and then that all fell apart too. Also, you should have been a little bit more patient too, because he was just standing there and you ran forward. Like, he was still all the way over here and you're hooking way down here. He was too far away. He should have been the one starting to go on that. So I have a problem with this too sometimes for Recon when I'm getting gank help. I am not patient when it comes. I give off too many signs that that someone's coming, and what you need to do too is kind of hold back and recognize when a gank isn't going to work or when someone else needs to go first. Because in that instance, you're just way too far away from your jungle in order to help in that predicament. So, at this point, at least he has his tier, so he'll be able to spam for a little bit. But if he takes even one or two more pokes like that, then this lane, yet again, it's going to be really hard for you to do anything. Unless if you get that assistance from your jungler. Really, at this point, I would be calling for more of your jungler's help, but I mean, which he is coming, so it's not like there's nothing happening in that perspective. But it's gonna be a really hard lane for you, unless if you get jungler help at this point. So scaling up a little bit or trying to catch them off guard is your best bet, as well as just continually pinging to try to get some help if he's on this side. Now, if he can get over the wall somehow, that's yet again another setup. If I were you, I'd be hanging on this side just to try to get a hook. And you did get the lantern. Let's see if you can get this worked out. You did get it. Nice job. And it looks like he's probably going to be gone too. Yep. So that went pretty well. I'll give my comments after this happens. You need to get in that ring, though, to be saved. Okay. They're gone. Alright. So that worked out pretty well for you. Yeah, there's not going to be any follow-up. Oh, is there? So, just getting your damage off. Try to make sure that this... Okay. So, you're going to take the dragon. That's going to be a good objective. If I were you, when you were right here, about to hook, I would have waited, especially since you had the, you have your boots of mobility. I will wait until you got just a little bit closer, because, when you were running towards there and they were running away, she went in a bush and you couldn't exactly see. So it was kind of a risky, I don't know, I don't want to say risky, but it was more of a chance luck hit if you're going to get that hook or not. Whereas if you would have continued to run down just a little bit closer, been able to possibly ward right there to see vision, and you would have been able to pull her back with your E and then hook. Or if she started running that way, you would have had a lot better chance in order to successfully get that hook when she's running this way and you're right here, as opposed to you being right here and her having such a range to go back and forth. So holding on to your hook there just a little bit longer probably would have been the correct call. So that towers can go down. That's unfortunate for you guys. They were able to push you guys in a lot. Yeah, it's not gonna pan out. So at this point, now you're gonna ward out. You're gonna make sure these lanes are fine. I didn't see if you saw if the jungler was up there or not, but you guys can push in for a little bit. But I would probably say the correct call here would be to trade to that top lane so you and your supports still have a safe zone in order to push this lane. So telling your team to swap lanes would most likely be the correct choice here, as opposed to continually just trying to push this lane, even though you two together are a pretty safe lane. It's still probably would be best to trade lanes. And especially with him this low, I just don't know him staying this far out, this deep, this long is the correct call. Now, you could ping both him and him in order to try to get this in Nivea. That wouldn't be the worst call ever. I just accidentally got rid of my side maps and stuff. Trying to remember what button that was that I disappeared that. Jeesh. Nope. There we go. There's the HUD button. So, get to you real quick. I'm trying to think what you're going to be going into that chain vest for. I didn't get a chance to comment earlier, but I think you got too early of a boots of mobility too. I think you should have completed your nomads and just kept on to the regular boots when you did very early in the game. Just because your lane wasn't ahead. When your lane is behind, that boots of mobility isn't going to be anywhere near as useful that early in the game. Like right now, you might be able to catch him, but he's staying behind, so yeah, it's useless. Yes, she's alive. You're gonna go around. Yeah, I will continue going around that way just to keep it safe, since you could see that she was right there, even though you only saw her at the very last second. So Israel is continuing to be the bot. I still would say it would be good to switch lanes, but let's see if he's going to be caught out. No, he's not. Nope. If he does stay down there, I would definitely make it a goal for you to make sure you ward out enough to keep him alive, that he's not going to be getting caught being that far out and kind of hanging around that bomb lane for him. I will say you got your hook game on. So that was a good hook, I will give you that. And she flashed us a little too early. Ooh. Now that will have worked. That was... Now, everyone knows the supports shouldn't be getting too many of the kills, but at that point, I saw you weren't autoing for like the last 3-4 seconds that you could have autoed. And I think that would have been an okay situation to start trying to possibly not like on purpose kill steal, but to get the to get that damage out if you just so happen to kill her. Yeah, you got the gold at least yourself. Now you do have this warded out at this point, so you are safe. And Anivia being 0-2, I was wondering, you're only half health and you're warding here, but the Anivia being 0-2 probably wouldn't kill you immediately when you tried to ward about right there. So it probably wasn't like a terrible move. There you go. Now, most likely wouldn't make a difference there. Oh, you got queued back. I don't think it would have made a difference, but you should have pulled towards you as opposed to pushing her away from you guys when you used your E. Since she had the ability in order to save herself, and she was just going to stay in that ring anyways, I don't think it would have made a difference there. But in the future, some other champions you probably should have pulled in that instance as opposed to pushing away. I'm still curious as to what you're building this Chain Vest into. You're going Knight's Vow. That there's no other thing I could imagine you going into with those two items. And I don't like that choice for you. There's gotta be something else that you could build that is going to be more useful, because you being a ranged champion first by itself makes it that Knight's Vow is only half as effective. And I don't get Knight's Vow unless if there's that one ally that is going to carry the game for you and no one else. You just have to keep one person alive. And right now, you don't have that one. There's multiple people at this point that can win the game. Now, if your top lane and your jungle and your AD carry were all behind, but your middle was the one carrying the game, yeah, Knight's Vow would make sense. Because the Knight's Vow is going to keep that Katarina alive, and she's going to be the one that you care about, even if it's only half effective on you. But to the point that it is only half effective on you, I don't like building Knight's Vow on champions. It's only half, like Rakan, I don't like building it either. But especially here, you don't have a reason to get that Knight's Vow. It's only half effective on you. And in the game, too, it's just not, you have no need. There's gotta be something else that you could buy. I'm not exactly fond of Zeke's here either, though, just because the AD carry choice with Israel, you want auto-based attack champion to take the Zeke's, and you don't particularly have that with the Israel. I'm really trying. Might take me a second to think. I don't play a lot of Thresh, but there's gotta be something. There just has to be something better than that Knight's Vow here. He's gonna get obliterated. He's not gonna take your W, but that's fine. And you could put the Zeke's. I guess the Zeke's you could put on the Wukong, and the Aatrox could probably take it decently. I guess you could go the Zeke's. It would overall be better than Knight's Vow here, just because you have a couple allies that could take it, and you can also switch that Zeke's around depending on who's around you. There are multiple decent people at least to take it. Over the Knight's Vow, it would be better. I wouldn't take Locket here. There's no one that has a lot of magic damage that you really need that on. You don't have a lot of health in order to scale it either. Yeah, I think Zeke's would have been better as a first item. There's your Knight's Vow. I highly assume that you're going to get. So yeah, Zeke's, especially, yeah, it's a pretty good item anyways at this point. So the Zeke's as opposed to the Knight's Vow, I will have switched around.
Rampage.
Now they are... So this tower's gone. You guys should be backing. There's no reason for you guys to be this far forward. when you know your tower's going to die in one hit. So that fight worked out pretty well. I am really, really well. You just got an ace with losing no kills. Your team put out a lot of damage there. There's not much there's nothing spectacular did that fight, but either yourself, but you were able to stay back enough. You didn't get bursted down. You're still in there where you're able to pull the... Okay, that's great. Now that I liked. I actually didn't know that interaction was going to happen like that. You should be going down here with your allies. I don't know where you're going this very minute. That hook was nice. I saw you were being a little hesitant on auto-attacking through again. Just get the kill through. It's not... Like, don't waste time on him running around for like 4 or 5 seconds where you just get him killed and then go to an objective. Now, I would be... At this point, you've already got everything you want. You guys are staying, I think, a little bit around too long. Now, it's working out. You guys are ahead. But you also have some money at the moment that you need to spend. And you're going to get the inhibitor. But I think that was a little bit too much risk for you guys staying back as long as you did. That was a good hook. You got that done. But when it was about right here, you should have just been constantly telling your team in order to get out of there. To give them the escape warnings. Because there's no reason for you guys to keep sticking around after you had a successful fight. And you guys are ahead at the moment. So, there's no reason to risk losing something stupid right here when you can just get back, reset. You have an objective up. You can get this Baron. You can set up wards. You already have the ward control, so you're already set there. It's just risky for your team to stay here. Now, overall, it did work out. They ended up getting the inhibitor. But when your team is 7... I don't know what it was, like 722, 23, somewhere around there. When your team's that far ahead and you have almost a 9k gold lead, there's no reason to risk... no reason to risk fighting right here after you've already won the fight to possibly risk the game and lose the momentum that you had. So I will have pinged your allies to get away from that. I saw you hooked right here. I think you're going for the hero play to try to get multiple kills. I think this far ahead, I think your safer bet would have been just to chase that Garen and try to get just one kill. You had enough allies around, you could have gotten that. But you tried to hook that second champ. I think when you're this far ahead, you don't need to have the hero plays, get multiple kills at riskier cost. You could have just hooked the one champ. You had the boots mobility, so you would have been able to catch up to him pretty decently and then get him into your team. And Garen being 3-3 is not majorly ahead. You should have been able to had a good chance of getting a kill. I guess he's causing pressure on the bomb side, so that's fine. I don't know if you can see everybody, and I also can't tell if you have a ward at the moment or not. Do you? Yeah, you have plenty of wards. You have very low damage, so I would have tried to ward down here, or at least right there, to be able to see if any threats were coming in or not, because even though they were back, even though they had the inhibitor down, there was a risk for them. Yeah, they still could have got there without your knowledge. So I would have warded. Yeah, if you felt really safe, you could have used your lantern right here, got vision, put a ward like right here to see everything within the line. Or if you didn't really feel comfortable, you could also just put it right there. You had vision right here. You could have just got more vision. You're not going to put a lot of DPS on that Baron. So it's okay for you to leave just for a second or to ward out, and you had 3 wards left, so it would not have been a risky play. I see you're also going to Locket next. I just don't know. You don't need to be a pseudo tank for your team. It's not. No one's going to target you if you're up in the front lines. They have much more targets, so you're just going to be ignored building these tank guys. You're not going to be able to tank. You could have gone something else, like since you're having team fight stuff, you could have gone something like a redemption possibly, because your team was ahead and you don't need the extra durability here. No one's gonna burst you down, and you don't need a crap ton of tankiness. And you could have turned that into a Zeke's and had some offensive capabilities. I don't think you need the defensive on the Locket, especially with it nerfed at this point. It's not the best of items. So overall, you guys had a good game. You guys, Raffle stomped them, killed them before the 24-minute mark. I wish we would have had a game that you were behind as opposed to ahead, and tried to help you come back to a win, how to come back from being behind. But there's still some things we could help here. One of the main things is itemization. I would look at like pro guides, something like that, to see what other Thresh players are playing, because I just can't imagine off the top of my head that Knight's Vow is going to be like Knight's Vow into Lock. I just don't see being a primary build for any pro player out there. So take a look into a better build with him. Other than that, you didn't have a lot of mistakes. I said we know it here. Being a little more patient, both on when you chased down trying to initiate a gank, just realizing when a gank, you just need to hold off and have a little bit of patience is going to be key. Also holding off on that hook while it did work for you. It wasn't as easy of a hook as if you just kept running down. And then when Misfortune was going this way, it would have been a lot easier of a hook to hit. So being a little bit more patient on that would have been good. Warding out also these sides when you're doing the objective also would have been a good idea. Overall, as I said, not too bad of a game for you. I hope you ended up learning something through this game replay. As I said before, if anyone else would like to submit videos, I had that link in the description and top right corner earlier. Excuse me, for a tutorial how to submit your games. I take them from 8 p.m. on Wednesdays 8 a.m. Eastern Standard Time to Sunday 8 a.m. Eastern Standard Time each week, and then post on Monday. But rather than that, you guys have a great day today. Thanks much.